Hello everybody and welcome back to more Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Today we're doing something a little special. I didn't really think we would be playing Super Smash Brothers Ultimate again since my coverage of it has pretty much ended, and we don't really have anybody in my current friend sphere that's playing it, and I don't really do too many super competitive games anymore. I kind of just stick to self-contained stories and just work on doing YouTube. But I was looking through my games and I haven't played any Dragon Quest or anything like that. So my pull from pool was pretty bare, and this is pretty much it for what I wanted to do today. Sadly, Akira Toriyama has passed. We all know him, I think most infamously for being the creator of Dragon Ball Z, you know, those characters and whatnot. So I just wanted to read a little bit here so we're all on the same page. And I pulled this up because I know who he is. I know what he's done, but I don't have like dates and exact things like that. So I pulled this up and I wanted to go over this real quick before we do any actual gameplay. So you guys bear with me. He was a Japanese manga artist and a character designer. He first achieved mainstream recognition for creating the popular manga series Dr. Slump, before going on to create Dragon Ball, his most famous work, and acting as a character designer for several popular video games such as the Dragon Quest series, Chrono Trigger, and Blue Dragon. Toriyama is regarded as one of the authors who changed the history of manga, as his works are highly influential and popular, particularly Dragon Ball, which many manga artists cite as a source of inspiration. There are always going to be like juggernauts in any industry, and I feel like he was one of those, because like like it says here, he inspired so many to go on and create a lot of wonderful things. And as far as media is concerned, I do consume a lot of Japanese media through video games, but I'm not up and familiar, up, hip, and happening on what's going on in the manga sphere or anime sphere or stuff like that. I know I've said stuff on the show before where I've joked about Japan and their art and stuff like that, but in all seriousness, today, given that it's a respect thing here, I do have a lot of respect for Japanese culture. I have a lot of respect for what they create, and so much of what they've created has been, life-changing for me over the years. Again, with video games and whatnot. I haven't really watched any anime in a long time. I joke about it. I give anime a hard time, but I for the most part, I think it's okay. I don't have this visceral hate or a reaction to it like I play up. But I didn't look into cause of death or anything like that. I don't really care. It's I don't want to be disrespectful and like dig around and see what got him. It could have been anything from a car accident to cancer or whatever. I just heard about this news this morning, and I don't care to like put myself through that of digging it up, looking into it. I just want to say you did great work over the years. You had my utmost respect. We've all loved your work, whether it's as common as Dragon Ball or some of the more niche things that he's done that I might not be aware of. But when somebody like this, of this level of importance, passes, even if you don't care, it's noteworthy, and you should, take the time to say, okay, this is a big deal. So that's one of the reasons that we're here today, among other reasons. But I will talk more as we get into the game here. Wait, what? Oh, it's been so long since I played Smash, I don't remember any. I don't remember how to just play. Okay. Is there a Dragon Quest stage? We're going to be playing around with the Dragon Quest characters today because I think that's the only, I honestly think that's the only bit of his work that I have access to because like I said, everybody knows me knows I don't do RPGs, not a big fan of RPGs, so I don't have Dragon Quest on hand and I don't want to start a playthrough of it. Am I losing my mind here? I thought everybody had a stage. I thought everybody was... Oh, there it is. I'm just blind. Stock battle. Where did you go, hero? I thought Hero was the name of this character, but apparently not. Where did they go? Oh, you could tell I have not played Smash Brothers in a long time. There you are. Okay, so you have 4 different characters here, which I didn't realize. I didn't realize. I did not know that there were 4 individual characters. Da, 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 da. So I'm guessing that each one of these characters is from a different Dragon Quest game. No. Da, 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 da. There we go. I think technically, if we want to get super technical about it, the first anime I ever watched was probably Pokemon in the 90s. I remember before it came to the WB, which is where it saw its highest popularity, it was on the WB's sister station, UPN. And I found it one morning getting ready for school and having breakfast. I'd always get up and have a bowl of cereal before school, and I stumbled upon it. I don't remember what other cartoons were on at the time or would be popular, but I was kind of getting burnt out on American cartoons anyway, and I found it very refreshing. I didn't know it was a video game. I thought it was just a cartoon. And then one weekend when I was at Tyler's house, because we practically lived at each other's houses on the weekends, we were really good close friends when we were kids too. He introduced me to Pokemon on the Game Boy. I didn't have a Game Boy. I didn't know a lot about handheld gaming, but he had red and his sister had blue, and I think eventually he got yellow, and I played them, and that was my introduction into that kind of, you know, that kind of culture. Uh-oh. So after that, I learned that that specific style of cartoon was called anime, you know, and then Toonami came along. Cartoon Network had always been like a satellite-only channel through the 90s, but somewhere in the early 2000s, cable networks acquired a lot of new channels, and one day I noticed that we just had Cartoon Network out of the blue, like Cartoon Network, Comedy Central, and I discovered Toonami, and that's where I discovered Dragon Ball. when I first discovered Dragon Ball, it was during the Dragon Ball Z era, and they were moving into the Majin Buu saga, and I just fell off a cliff. So I didn't see Dragon Ball first, and I missed so much of Z, but I fell in love with it. You know, it spoke to me at the time. The themes, you know, I loved it. I love Dragon Ball. I did go back and eventually watch all of Dragon Ball, which Dragon Ball tends to be a little more adventurous and a little less heavy on the, like, spending 10 minutes or 10 episodes to power up, which has become a meme for Dragon Ball Z. But Dragon Ball will always have, like, a special place in my heart because it was just so well written. It was just this nice, fun adventure. And again, as an American who didn't grow up with anything Japanese other than, like, Nintendo games, it was a nice change from watching, like, American cartoons. Very refreshing change. And shortly after you know, discovering Toonami and Dragon Ball, I learned about manga, and I learned about this whole subculture that existed of, like, appreciating Japanese works. And like I said, I never had the opportunity to play RPGs when I was growing up, which might be, again, one of the reasons that they are not really nostalgic for me. So I would have never played something like Dragon's Quest. Or Chrono Trigger, for that matter. Chrono Trigger is like required gaming. You know what I mean? I did play a little bit of Chrono Trigger, I think, when it got released on the DS. Or re-released on the DS. I think I played a little bit of it. And I liked what I played. It's just I've never had the attention span to sit through an RPG, you know? Oh, I made it. I'm getting punched. Oh, crap. I haven't played this in a while. I'm very rusty. I was thinking about seeing if Tyler wanted to play some Smash, but it's been years since I've played anything remotely competitive. I don't know how I would fare. Oh my god. Get out of here. I think maybe we should turn the items down. Too many items are appearing too quickly. Ah! Oh, I blew myself up. Didn't I? Did I miss? I missed. I have abilities. Oh. Yeah, I don't tend to play the sword characters really outside of, like, Ike. I love Ike, but I don't tend to play the sword characters when I play Smash. Oh, I thought that was something I could open. But I went from Pokemon to Dragon Ball to watching things like Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Big O, Trigun. I didn't. There was definitely a cutoff point for me. I don't remember watching Wolf's Rain or stuff like that. I kind of fell off of watching anime because I had finished Dragon Ball in its entirety. Like when GT came out, I didn't know a lot of the controversy behind it. I didn't know that people. I didn't know people hated it. I definitely thought it was weird. But I didn't know any better at the time. So I did think it was weird the way it got cut up. they cut out like an entire freaking batch of episodes at the beginning of it. So I had to go back later and watch it properly. It was so mismanaged. I'm still a little mad about that to this day. But I didn't get around to watch. Like I said, I fell off of watching anime. I got really back into the South Park and the Simpsons and Futurama and Family Guy. I went through that in the in the 2000s, late 2000s and early 20 teens. So that was the kind of animation that I was watching on a regular basis. At this point, I'm not really watching any scripted television. I'm pretty much all on Twitch or YouTube, but that was what I was watching back then. And as a result, I didn't watch stuff like Bleach. What else was insanely popular? One Piece. Those newer ones like that, I never watched any of those, so I don't know really anything about them. I did try, and I tried to watch Attack on Titans, but I really couldn't get into it. Tyler and I did sit down and watch One Punch Man Season 1, and I loved One Punch Man. I thought it was fantastic. Over the years, my friend Thomas has shown me like smaller animes that were only like 1 or 2 seasons long. A lot of anime typically tends to be like 52 episodes long, which is 2 seasons. I think the first season is typically 13 episodes, and then you get another batch of episodes in season 2. And my understanding, that's usually how it works. Oh, he got me. But he showed me Binabashi Arcade or Arcade Binabashi, something like that, and I thought that was fantastic. Shopping Arcade, something or another. I feel bad not remembering the name of it. But you'll see things like Dragon Ball parodied there, parodied in One Punch Man, because it's like so culturally relevant. And what's so great about it is it's not just culturally relevant to Japan, it's culturally relevant to the world. Like, everybody enjoyed Dragon Ball. And I feel like, you know, Toriyama's other characters in the video game universe have it's not just the mainstream Japanese thing. I feel like enough people globally have appreciated these games and these characters over the years. I figured we'd take a minute, you know. I don't know if people still do moments of silence. This isn't exactly a moment of silence, but this is our version of a moment of silence. And it really got me to thinking, you know, there are other creators in the various industries that I'm into that I've not like dedicated an episode to or dedicated a stream to. There's Iwata, there's Gunpei Yokoi. There are other people who we need to like pay our respects to, so I will be doing that at some point in the future, so look out for that. But I blew him up. As far as manga is concerned, I've never read really any manga outside of Fullmetal Alchemist. Even though I had stopped watching anime, something about Fullmetal Alchemist really grabbed my attention. When that, you know, made its way to America, made its way to like Cartoon Network, it's still to this day one of my favorite shows of all time. But that was my introduction into manga, was Fullmetal Alchemist. I would go to Books A Million and buy each new volume as they were coming out, and I was super into it. I did want to go back and read all of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and I still might one day when I get the opportunity to do so. It's just that I don't want to just grab them off the internet. It feels disrespectful to, like, not... I don't want to call it piracy, but, it, you know, if I can pay for it, I'd rather pay for it, because that's how art works, you know. But eventually I may have to just find it where I can find it on the internet. Again, I'd rather not, but, you know, it is what it is. I feel like there's a statute of limitations on creative works. And I think that, especially when somebody passes away, their work should become accessible and available to everybody. I think it's dumb to have an estate that, like, hoards your work for centuries or however long. I don't like that. I think that's kind of dumb. I think the whole point of art is to create something. It's an expression of whatever. It could be an expression of you or how you feel or how you see a particular topic. Or you could just paint a picture of a landscape because you think it's pretty. It doesn't have to really be any deeper than that, you know? But when you're in the creative field, I think your work should be accessible to everybody. You know, make your money, you know? I'm not a fan of capitalism, but we're stuck living in the system we're in. And I think you should get paid for your work. So definitely don't bootleg it. But at this point, all the initial money that's going to be made by him and by the company has already been made. And I don't really do physical media anymore. So, like, I'm not going to go out of my way to go buy copies of all the Dragon Ball mangas. So I'd have to get online and see if there's like a subscription service or some PDFs or something. I'll figure it out eventually. But my point is that at some point I wouldn't mind going in and reading those manga. I wouldn't mind going in and reading some of the other stuff that he's dabbled in. You know, it doesn't even have to just be Dragon Ball. I wouldn't mind taking a look at some of the other stuff. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to bump these bad boys up a notch. But yeah, it sucks. A lot of our creators are really starting to get older now. And for as much as I complain about geriatrics, you know, in government and politics and things like that, I complain about it with Nintendo too, because I feel like a lot of the lawsuits and stuff that comes out of Nintendo's legal department, I think it's a bunch of old guys that really just don't know how modern markets work. You know, they took down the Switch emulator guys, and all that's going to do is create 1,800 more. But that's a conversation for another day. Let's not get into that here. Wow, I'm really rusty. I might start playing this more. It might help with my hand-eye coordination and my brain's processing time. Like when Shigeru Miyamoto goes, oh, the wailing and gnashing of teeth that you're going to see. Everybody's going to be very sad. Whoops. Oh, did he get me? He gotteth me. But, you know, I'd like to hear from you guys, you know, leave in the comment section, you know, tell me your stories and what memories do you have about his work. And, you know, when did you discover anime? When did you discover manga? And, have you played a lot of the video games that his characters are, appear in? like I said, I'm definitely largely ignorant on a lot of things. I don't have a tendency to get like super into something, like hyper fixated like a lot of other people do. I like something, I really like it, but like I don't bother like digging super deep into the lore. Despite my name, it's something that I've been waiting on to catch up to me, but nobody's come at me yet about it. Like when they did Metroid 2 Samus Returns for the 3DS, which is a remake of Metroid 2 for the Game Boy, they added a ton of lore, and from what I can tell, oh, I'm dead. From the best I can tell, there's now a lot of backstory that didn't exist in Metroid prior. You know, Prime brought up some new stuff. Uh-oh. Take a swig of my drink while I'm getting killed. Butthole. Double butthole. Snorlax. No, I'm facing the wrong direction. Well, I got somebody. Boy, they really do not want me using that. Bomb! I don't think any of us are going to get to use it! I've been eliminated. I am very rusty. I have not played Smash Brothers in a long time. But yeah, like I said, you guys sound off in the comments. I'd like to hear your stories. I'd like to know when you discovered the magic that is Dragon Ball. I didn't like that. I think the real criticism of Akira Toriyama's work is that so many of his characters have the same face. Although that's my criticism of anime in general, is that there's not a lot of depth to anime characters. Again, it's one of the very, I feel, good points I make against anime is like, everybody has the same face. They're only distinguishable because of like eyebrows and hair. Bum. Bum 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 bum. Da 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 na 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 na. Here's my little buddy Pikachu. Okay. Alright, we'll put him up to 7 for our last match. It's hard to say who my main is for Smash Brothers Ultimate because I haven't played a ton of it like I have the other games. I think Samus pretty much has been for a while, but I used to be Pikachu and Kirby in the older Smash Brother games, definitely. Pikachu for Brawl. Turn around, Pika. Did he just throw a banana at me? Oh, I am so rusty. Oh, I got him. Got him again. Now we're gonna get 100 Pokeballs. Oh, I forgot that Abra teleports you off a cliff. I guess we probably should have done a smaller battlefield. I don't know why I chose the big one. Oh! Oh God, Rathalos! I want to break. Oh, that must be the fake one. Oh, I wasted. Ooh. 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 Ow. I'm also in a mood to use Pikachu because I'm currently watching the last batch of episodes for the Pokemon anime. I'm a little sad to see it end after 25 years. I know they're going to keep Pokemon anime going, but not the continuing story that we've had over all the years with Ash. I'm a little sad to see Ash go. Not that I've seen every episode ever of the anime. I watched it religiously when, I found the original series. Oh, that's a fake one. I kind of fell off during Johto because I was getting to be a teenager and sleeping in when it would come on in the mornings, and by the time the Hoenn arc came out, it felt like very generic to me, and I was over it at that point. I did try to reconnect with it during the Sinnoh era, but again, I was more into the games than the anime. When Black and White came out, I really wanted to watch it, but I just didn't get around to it. And I kind of skipped all the way from Johto all the way to Sun and Moon. I did make it a point, though, to go in and watch the entire Sun and Moon saga of the anime. It was okay. It was a little goobery and goofy, but the new series with Go was amazing. I love the character of Go so much. I thought the anime was like peak for the last handful of years, like, since Sword and Moon or Sword and Shield came out. I thought the anime was peak crap. Put yourself up. What gives? I hit him. Who punched me? What is this assist trophy that's punching me in the face? Ooh. Gotcha this time. Bow. Oh, it's so gigantic. No, I don't want to go off the cliff. Yeah, I definitely think I've gotten better with Samus over Pikachu. You turn. Oh, not this one. Help me, Chespin. And of course, I don't think you would have had any, you know, things like the Pokemon anime be as successful as it was if not for Akira Toriyama's work on various things, you know. Of course, there's always the opposite end of the spectrum, you know, where we're like kind of doing an appreciation episode for him. There are people like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was like pop god. He made some of the best pop music that's ever existed. Like, I love Michael Jackson's music. But Michael Jackson as a human being, on the other hand, he seemed affable. He seemed nice and pleasant, you know. Who's really going to talk smack about Michael Jackson? Then the allegations started to build. It was easy to ignore them in the 90s. It was easy to be like, nah, Michael couldn't do those things. But the overwhelming amount of evidence that's come to light over the years has made me convinced he did the things that people said he did. And it makes me really sad and depressed because I used to love him. I used to have such a respect for him. And to see that he was that kind of person behind the scenes, it's heartbreaking. And it brings up the big argument, or not argument, but discussion that we've all been having about the separation of art and artist. You know, you can have a total tool create something that's so awesome. And what Michael did is unforgivable and makes him a monster. And for that, I'll never be able to get past it. But it's hard to say that if I hear his music in the store, I won't, you know, as I'm shopping, like bob my head to it. Again, his music was fantastic. But he himself was not so great. And so, yeah, there's always the other end of the spectrum when you appreciate somebody like Akira and you have somebody, you know, on the opposite end, like Michael. So I feel that I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't bring that up. You know, it is what it is. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do one last battle. I'm going to use my boy Ike. He's really the only sword character I'm good with. We're going to crank it up to 9, and we're going to see what shakes loose. I'm probably going to lose, but I want to go out on a fun high note. Okay, here we go. Good Lord. Also, the older I'm getting, the harder it is for me to like keep up with all of just the cacophony of nonsense that's happening on screen at one time. Keep losing track of where I am and who I am. Which is, again, another argument against 47 Fire Emblem characters, you know, and they all look like anime. They all look the same to me. But if there's a Pikachu and a Donkey Kong on screen, I'm like, okay, those are two so insanely different characters. I'm not going to, like, lose where I'm at on screen and get confused. Wow, they really do not want me getting back on the stage. I just hope when I put this episode up on YouTube, people are respectful and I don't have to deal with jackasses in the comment section, because I'd really hate to turn the comments off on this video because people don't know how to behave. Ooh, I got him. Ah! Oh, it's so satisfying. My favorite thing in all of Smash is the counter. Oh, you got me. Ooh, I'm dying fast compared to them. No! I just got by a final smash, and now I'm getting got again. He got me again. Help me, assist trophy. Oh, he said ether. I thought he said eat this. Help me. All the serious fighting and this all of a sudden. Where am I? Oh, did he get me? Did he get me? I don't think he did. Okay, good, he didn't. I'm definitely an item hog in Smash. It helps make up for my lack of skill. Get him, Snorlax! Ah! Oh god, did he send out Fletchling? Stupid soccer ball. Yes. No! I had it. Well, I'm not walking over there into that. As a matter of fact. No! No! Crap. Rathalos and a Master Ball. Crap. Xerneas, I'm boned. I don't even remember what Xerneas does, but I'm going to die. I'm going to wait right here. There is so much happening. There's so much happening. Where am I? Got him. That counter is going to be what saves my life. Best. Oh, what got me? Oh! 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 Wow. Okay. So that was something. That was an ending. All right. Woo! That was intense. All right, I've had Smash Brothers on the brain for a while, so I may come back and do some more Smash Brothers content in the future. Like I said, it just fell off relevancy-wise, and I haven't played it. But I believe this is the only video game I have currently that I own that has any of Akira Toriyama's work in it, so I wanted to come on here and do a special and pay respect for the man, the myth, the legend. May Shenron grant you a happy life in the afterlife. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, please be respectful in the comments. This is an episode to honor someone, so be kind. And I will see you guys later. I think I'm going to watch some Dragon Ball later today. See you, folks.